you.
So I'll just have probably that together.
Okay. Thank you.
And we're live.
You could've told me that sooner. Is this, did you give this to me?
Yeah, I printed it out for you in case you wanted it.
Do you still send out, like, things, like, the meeting, like, reminders?
I never did. I never knew I was supposed to.
You're fine.
This is that transportation thing that we approved last month,
Mhm.
and they updated the dates because this had a previous date on it. And before this had said vice president, but we no longer have a vice president. So for now, you get to be board member.
Okay, I will claim to be a board member.
Okay.
Not much more than that. But
Thank you. You have such pretty writing.
Well, thank you. Hey, I'm an English teacher and I can write.
Put you together?
Just saying.
That is a wow.
The door was locked.
Yeah, I know, it was
Can't
locked.
believe they
I'm gonna go
locked
back
that
in.
side door.
First tail I never asked.
No place to park
Hey,
in front.
and we're presenting AEDs to Parks and Rec today.
But after I get done with my
Okay.
citizens, to some of these people online, that I'm gonna offer to them how to educate them on how government works. Maybe we'll get like a line of volunteers. It's gonna be amazing.
Oh my gosh.
Bethany gonna be here.
Oh,
That was
know, I
my
haven't
Breaking
seen
Bad.
You don't want to miss it now.
I have
You
never
Hey, what
see
you
how
doing?
these Tim's gone.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, so when Kelsey, my daughter, was in Breaking Bad, that's when they filmed that.
Hey Art, how are you?
oh, I'm pretty good, really.
Good.
With the guy that played the most.
Okay, it is 4:02. I'm gonna call the meeting to order. The first thing on the agenda is the, June 24 minutes. Those were emailed to you.
I'll make a motion to accept the meeting minutes as presented.
Fantastic.
I'm sorry.
We are just now, just started the meeting and we are 4 minutes and, Kendra made a motion to approve them as presented.
I read them on my way over and I'll make it a
A
second.
second?
Yes.
Okay, thank you. All in favor of approving the June minutes as presented, say aye.
Aye.
Any opposed? Okay, so the minutes, and then the next thing on the agenda is the June claims. Do we have any comments, questions about claims? Because I can't not talk about the electric bills. I am wondering, so it's now on May 18th, we paid the collective bill for all the parks, $4,300. That makes sense. So then why is West Side by itself?
So that's a new meter install. So
Okay.
that's going to be by itself.
Okay, so
Because
there are
that-
2 meters at West Side?
You'll have there'll probably be a collective for West Side and then also a meter for
Okay.
West Side.
Okay. I wondered if it had to do with the new splash
Yeah.
pad and the new building.
Because there was no electric there at all. So once we applied for new electric, it turns itself into its own meter.
Okay, thank you. Any other comments, questions? Motions?
I'll make a motion to approve the June claims.
Thank you. Do I have a second?
Second.
Thank you. All in favor of approving the June claims, say aye.
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 Any opposed? Okay, and then we have the 2211 and the 25039 balances.
So the only question I had is if we look over year for 24, we have $33,000 in expenses this year compared to 9,000 last year. So is that something to do with Washington mix or?
So so
Okay.
part of that, the $13,263 of that is for the REMC lighting project for our 3-year
Okay.
lighting contract. The other 19,000 of that is to Play Pros, to where we did not have enough money in our IDOH grant to finish paying off everything.
Did we expect for that to happen though? The playground
Yes.
equipment?
Yeah.
We knew that it wasn't gonna cover the full amount.
Correct.
Yeah.
Okay, I'll make a motion that we accept the balances of 2211 and 25039 as presented.
Thank you,
I'll second.
thank you.
You're welcome.
All in favor of approving both balances, say aye.
Aye.
Any opposed? Okay, so we can move on to updates.
West Side Splash Pad, it is currently down. To give good news, met with the Board of Health this morning. We did get our 2024 operating permit. Basically, we are waiting on arrival from Justin Mose, which is the president of Play Pros. He is coming down with a new step pedal and should be here yet this evening with it, and hopefully either get it installed this evening or first thing in the morning, and hopefully by 11 a.m. tomorrow morning, it will be up and running as scheduled.
You think the part was just faulty?
This is the second one we've put on.
Oh.
The second one we already have put on, or this will be the
This
second
will be the
one?
third one.
Okay, this will be the third one.
Yes.
Ooh.
Right now, he is working with Aquatics Engineering. There's 30 other splash pads out that is currently like ours, and they're not having any troubles with any of them yet.
Is that abuse, or is it newness, or is it just faulty material, we believe? All the above.
Yes.
Okay, we just don't know.
If we
Correct.
had had it for longer and it started having this problem, I would wonder if it's our hard water. But is
Yeah,
it filtered, or do we have that?
This doesn't even come in contact with any water.
Oh, okay.
It's actually off to the side. So you've got your splash pad area, then you've got your 5 foot of walk area around the splash pad, and that's where the push pedal is. So it's really not even a push button. It's more of a sensory button. It does compress about 1 millimeter. So, I mean, you really can't even feel that it's being compressed, but I think if people think it's a push button, they're actually going up and stomping it.
I saw that comment. People were stomping.
So that's gonna, we're going to have to,
Can we like get a sign or something like a stencil and like paint it on the concrete?
we're gonna, yeah, Justin and I have discussed a couple different things, but like I said, he's working with our Aquatics, which is the manufacturer of the splash pad itself. And they are looking at engineering a new type of pedal, and once they are complete with that, they would be given to us at no charge. And he would actually come down and install it himself.
That was my question. Is there any bit of warranty that
Yes.
there is a warranty,
Yes.
so it's not like 30 days or anything short like that? Okay.
Everything for this year, anything that happens to it this year and even the start of next year is part of our warranty, so we're good. He told me he would be here this evening and would be here until it was up and running correctly and would not go home until then.
Okay.
So he
Hey,
packed his bags
a
for the
wonderful
week is what he
answer.
told me.
Yeah,
So,
good for him. I like that.
Any other questions on the West Side Splash Pad?
I will note that a lot of people I see asking, they don't know where West Side Park is. So the Google listing for West Side Park has a bunch of what I would call junk photos, like people's old Camaros for sale, an abundance of people what I would call like having a photo shoot. So I've requested to have those removed, that it's not really part of the park, and then uploaded the latest city photos so that we at least, like when someone Googles it, those things come up instead of the nonsense.
So January just gave me a nod. She'll look into that and she can delete some of those items off of there that's not there.
Okay.
We can get maybe take some of the pictures that we've got at the playgrounds off our Google Drive and put on there.
Yeah, that's good.
You thought I was kidding,
Well,
right?
no, I didn't think you were kidding,
I got-
Andrea, but I did want to see for myself. That is quite a not mint Camaro.
Okay.
Any other questions? on west side splash pad. All right, moving on. Kona Ice donation. We actually allowed them through the concessionaire, allowing them as well to come and set up for our spring soccer events that we had out at Freeman. And with that being said, they came and gave us basically a community partner check for $1,376.60.
That was nice.
Wow.
So they give back basically 10% of their sales
Mm-hmm. That's nice.
And when was that?
for our spring soccer league.
Well, yeah, but it was like April.
When they gave it to us.
It doesn't matter. No, I was just wondering
Okay.
when the event was.
Yeah, end of April, May,
Okay.
June-ish time, yeah. Next up is the Jackson County Health Department. Ms. Carla Hubbard is here joining us. If you would like to come up and give us a little bit of information on.
Hello, so I'm Carla Hubbard. I'm the administrator at the Health Department. Some of you may or may not be familiar with the fact that for the fiscal year of 2024 and for the fiscal year of 2025, the Indiana Department of Health was appropriated through the legislature funding to be pushed back down into the counties. We have a list of how do I want to put this? Opportunities that are identified for us to look for partners in our community. What will be things that we can do to help? So it could be, some of them are trauma injury prevention. Some of them are health things. Some things have to do with mothers and children. But one of the things that was identified was AEDs in our community to make sure that would go under trauma and injury prevention. So I contacted Chad and said, hey, do you guys have AEDs at all the places that you need? And he said, no. And I said, well, how would you like to have some of those? He said, that'd be great. So through our Health First Indiana funding, we are partnering with the Seymour Park and Rec Department, and they'll present you with 3 AEDs with cabinets to be put into the concession stands at the appropriate parks that Chad has identified. So should there be an event, someone can be resuscitated and rescued, and so I'm excited about that for y'all. I know Nate Bryant, our EMS director, is excited about that too. We talk all the time about things. So, and if there's anything else, I know that you all have been recipients of the grant through Healthy Jackson County for the new park equipment, which is wonderful. So neat. And in the future, if there's something that you see that you'd like for us to partner with you on, you just have to let me know. There's still funding available for projects. Basically, we just look at those and evaluate them, myself, Dr. Bunce, our staff, what we think is most appropriate for our community. And yeah, so anyway, there you go.
Well, thank you.
That's
Thank you very
exciting.
much. Carla, do you plan on sticking around? We'd
I
like to get
do.
get a couple pictures at the end of the meeting.
Will they be like inside of a locked cabinet, or they have to be inside the concession?
your right.
I'm sorry, what? Oh, so they're gonna mount outside?
No, they'll actually be inside the concession stand, but
Oh.
this is basically what it is.
Nice.
Yeah, that is nice.
And there's also a key, so once it's installed,
Mm-hmm,
so when the cabinet's opened,
mm-hmm,
let you know that there's an actual emergency.
mm-hmm. What if the concession's closed?
There are emergency keys in the coach's lockbox.
Okay.
You don't know where they're at.
Okay. Exciting.
Will there be training for those people?
So every one of our park staff has been through AED, first aid compliant training, and that was put on by the Jackson County EMS. So every one of our members of the Parks Department is fully trained.
Okay, good.
They're designed for non-medical staff. You just hit on and then it tells
Yeah,
you
so
exactly what
Art,
to
you
do.
could actually take this out of that. And it
I
would-
know.
Yeah, and
They're
it would
pretty
tell
easy
you, anyone could actually,
Yeah,
because if the person doesn't need shocked, it's not gonna shock them.
yeah, they're pretty easy to,
Well, thank you very much. It is exciting.
Yeah.
those are nice.
Incidents, none. Moving on to programs. Ally?
The Strawberry Moon 5K, we had 26 pre-register and ended up with 42. There are changes to be made for next year's, but overall it was a good evening. Next up, we have our Youth Kickball League. We have 57 signed up. Schedules have been made, and the first game starts tomorrow, July 9th at 6 p.m. 3-on-3 basketball league. Currently, we have one team. It is $60 per team or $20 per player, max 4 on a team. Last up, we have our fall youth soccer. We currently have 85 signed up. Expected date to close registration is July 29th, possibly extending.
Okay, where is the youth kickball league? What diamond is that at?
Casting.
Casting?
Any questions on the programs? Okay, we got a reservation request from Lindsay Sarver with Healthy Jackson County. Emily?
So Lindsay requested Crossroads on September 26th from 5:30 to 8. It's a mental health awareness and suicide prevention free community event. Will include a speaker, demonstrations of healthy activities to promote mental health, and resource fair. She then later after the request emailed and asked if she could reserve or utilize our bounce house and PA system as well.
Chad and I discussed this earlier. I think the reservation request probably should be voted on separately from them using the bounce house. What do members feel about letting someone use our bouncy house? Which I didn't know we owned one until today.
I was gonna say, I guess I'm trying to remember if I knew that.
Yeah, he said that Stacy bought it. I didn't remember
Is
that.
it a big one, like a big commercial grade?
No, it's not really a commercial
Yeah, I was
style.
gonna
It's-
say, I feel like they're
So
like
when
very
when
expensive.
we purchased this, we were spending quite a bit of money renting
Mm-hmm,
items. I mean, like our end of summer escape, we're still gonna do the
Uh-huh.
bigger rentals and things like that, but like our pop-up parties in the park, things
Uh-huh.
like that, we really don't have any type of income for that, so we decided to purchase one. So, we're gonna use it 6, 7, 8 times a year. It's really
Uh-huh.
not a bouncy house that we can just go out and just use
uh-huh.
all the time, especially
Uh-huh.
if like a lot of community members want to start borrowing it.
I assumed that that's the one that was at the west side.
Yes.
Ribbon cutting.
Yes.
Okay.
It's like a 12 by 12. It's just a square.
If I'm being honest, I have no problem with the reservation for the event itself, but I think that it's a really slippery slope for PA and Bouncy House, and I'll tell you why. So, as part of the Oktoberfest, we lend out the stage, and we're getting to the point now where it's willy-nilly. It used to be just city events, and now other people and other events and privates, want to use it, and that takes city resources to set it up, and it costs us for our electrician also. So I feel like we need to be mindful of that, because there's no indemnification in the event it gets ruined. We're just out the money, right? That's just not something that I feel like it was built for, rental or use of.
I love to share, and I agree with Kendra. They just think it would be impossible. People, it would just become customary that you want Crossroads, and now we need the bouncy house and the PA, and I just think it would turn into a nuisance. And I'm with you.
But I would say that I would make a motion that we approve the use of Crossroads for the mental health awareness event. But I would maybe offer suggestions on other people or
There's a lot of really good
Ramsey
local
or,
rental companies.
some of those guys that can do sound to be able to do that.
Okay, so there's a motion on the floor, but I have a question. I would have, so that there is a built-in sound system at Crossroads?
No, it's a portable sound system that Park and Rec also owns.
Oh, okay, okay, I misunderstood. Okay, then, okay, that helps, thank you. So there's a motion on the floor to approve the reservation request.
Minus the PA system and bounce house use.
That's true. The reservation request doesn't actually mention that.
Okay.
So that's kind of like a side thing. So the reservation request itself is just for the use of the park.
I'll second that.
Okay. All in favor of approving the use of Crossroads Park by Healthy Jackson County on September 26th, say aye.
Aye.
Any opposed? Okay. So they may use the park, but I gather that none of us want them to use our bouncy house or our PA system. Yes, yes. Are you good with that?
Yeah.
I want to make it clear, I don't believe it's because it's that event. I
No,
believe that
in
it's because
general.
we just don't want to get into the process
Uh-huh.
of being a rental, because there's no,
Well, Chad and I were talking about, like insurance and stuff,
Mhm.
and if that would be a legal issue, should there be an injury or
And it's sad
damage.
we have to think that way, but probably, because it's city property. I'll make a motion that we not approve did we already do that?
I don't
the bounce
think,
house
I
or the
don't
PA.
think we need to vote on
Okay.
a negative. I think we have agreement that we're just not going to motion that they can,
Great.
so.
Any miscellaneous business from the audience?
Do we have any updates on the surveillance cameras in the city parks? Have we made any progress on that?
So he actually came up and the hard drives themselves are definitely junk. He's actually looking in to see what type of, because they've already done lots of upgrades. So our current cameras, he's trying to find out if they actually have a hard drive that will be compatible with our current cameras, so we don't have to purchase all new cameras as well. Geyser Park actually has one camera that is totally junk. He thinks it got hit by lightning as well. Shields Park, he's not done a complete assessment of all those cameras yet, but when he comes back up, he plans to do that to see, and he's going to try to bring 2 different hard drives to see if they will work to be compatible with our current cameras. So that's where we're at right now.
Gotcha. I don't know why I feel like someone said that there were no working cameras at any city parks,
Correct.
but he's not sure about Shields now that he's gotten in there.
The hard drive is not working for sure, but he's not sure if any of the
The camera
cameras,
themselves.
didn't have time to test all the cameras
I
at
gotcha.
Shields. Because you actually got to take a ladder, go up, plug in
Right.
this machine to see if the camera's
Mhm.
actually working or not.
When's he coming back, did he say?
He's supposed to get back with me because I told him I was on vacation for a week. He's supposed to get back with me this week.
Oh, good.
I saw someone comment on Facebook needing a camera on the splash pad, which is a legitimate idea, but then I remembered that we don't have any cameras that work.
So I actually looked into some different style cameras. They're a commercial residential style, but we don't have Wi-Fi at Westside either. So, do we want something that's non-Wi-Fi to where we actually have to go back, or do we want something that we can actually monitor and let the police department monitor? So that's something we'd have to decide as far as, checking our funding and see what we've got. My biggest concern right now is getting the splash pad up and running, to be honest with you.
consistently, yeah.
I was thinking I was going to have to use the AED over the weekend.
So while we're on the splash pad, is there any potential opportunity for, like, when we're doing like memorial benches or anything that we can like promote? Hey, you want to make a memorial bench? Give parents a place to sit down.
So I've actually talked to a few community partners. I won't mention any of them yet just because they haven't gave me a yay or nay, but they're talking it over with their boards and their members to see if they would like to do that, whether we'd at least like to have 6, possibly 8 benches around it. So I'm working on that type of sponsorship, so
Okay.
to speak.
And can I get an update on the pickleball? And can we go ahead and get like 8 more courts ordered, please?
Show me the money.
Yeah, right? I know.
Um,
Every time I want to go play, there's
I know.
literally people everywhere. It is crazy.
So-
Morning or night.
So right now, we're waiting basically on the asphalt to cure. It takes 43 to 57 days is what I was told before any painting crew will come in and put any type of painting on the courts themselves to lay out the court. I've been talking with the same group that did our current courts. That way they can match paint color and all that to where it's going to be a good quad to where it looks the same.
Okay. And then I just want to like say thank you to you guys for working the celebration. I know we had to pivot and move it to Saturday, but good job. I think Chad being out of town for the week and Tracy had to learn to fly on her own. She did a rock star job, and I think that.
That was,
clap
that
to
was
you all.
actually my next miscellaneous business.
Oh.
I wanted to thank my entire team for stepping in and doing what you guys did while I was out for a week.
Thank you.
Tracy's only got a couple gray hairs.
Yeah.
I wanted to ask about the league with the violations. I was looking back through the minutes and, that was approved that they could go ahead and continue if you met with the director and if there was a police presence, and I wondered if those things had happened.
Yes, met with the director. He actually met with all of his team captains, and I've been getting pictures sent to me every Sunday of the police officer on staff.
Nice,
So, and so far, no complaints.
that's good, thank you. Any other miscellaneous business? Or a motion to adjourn?
So moved.
Have a second?
Second?
Thank you. All in favor of adjourning, say aye.
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 Any opposed? Okay. We will see you August 12th at 4 o'clock.
That's gonna be record
That's a
time.
record.
Right?
It is a record.